Hello and welcome, my dear friends, to oliveboard. A very warm good afternoon. Um, my name is Veer Pratap Singh, and today we shall be discussing a very important topic, and that is going to be in association with the Indian river system, the dams in India, the lakes in India, and also the glaciers in India. So, my dear friends, if you might have gone through the PYQs, you would have understood that this particular topic, it is so relevant for your examination. It is so important for your examinations. Why? Because the examination, it tends to ask questions on the various facts and figures that are there. And the document that I shall be providing two documents to you. One is on the rivers and lakes. Another is going to be on the dams. Okay, dams and glaciers. So in these two documents, you are going to find it, very much friendly for you, because all the important relevant facts, figures, and that too organized in a tabular format, in a very effective learning format. I have created it, and you can actually learn it in that particular scenario itself. Okay, so now when I start, firstly we'll start with the rivers, then lakes, and then the glaciers and dams. Now when we start with the Indian rivers, my dear friends, okay, so this is the document that is there. So here, if I tell you what is the scenario, is the whole of the India's river. Okay, the if you look at this map, you're going to see that the rivers are in various areas. Now this whole of this India's river system, it is divided into various in the various central, in the various zones basically. So one is the northern zone, one is the eastern zone, one is the Deccan or the peninsular zone, one is the southern zone, one is the western zone. So when we talk on these rivers, so firstly when we talk on the north, the rivers in the northern system, so there are three major rivers in the northern area. One is going to be the Brahmaputra system, okay, that is going to be there in the northeastern area. Second, it is going to be the Ganga river system, okay, and then the third, it is going to be the Indus river system. So the northern plains or the northern part of India is basically understood in these three major river systems. Now, what happens is, for your examination, you need to learn on the various tributaries of these particular major rivers. The tributaries, you will have to learn on them, which are the right bank tributaries and which are the left bank tributaries. You will also have to know that, and what are the features of these tributaries, you will also have to know that, and I have already provided it to you in the content. You can just go through it. Okay, that is one thing. We'll also go through it, and I will talk about the major river system. The same thing applies here and as well as here. That is one thing. Apart from that, when I talk about these river systems, apart from the river systems, if you just look at this particular area, okay, that the there are two major seas in India that is adjoining the India. One is the Arabian Sea and another is going to be the Bay of Bengal. So when we talk about the India's river system, okay, here our drainage, it is going to happen majorly into in both of these areas. Okay, one is the Bay of Bengal, one is the Arabian Sea. But around 71% of the drainage, or 78%, you can just call it around 70%, more than 70% of the drainage is going to happen in the Bay of Bengal, whereas around 20 to 25% of the drainage, it is going to happen in the Arabian Sea. Means the rivers, they are going to drain their water into these both areas, but majority of the rivers, they are draining their waters in the Bay of Bengal. And in this drainage of the water, the Brahmaputra and the Ganga, they are going to drain their waters in the Bay of Bengal, whereas the Indus river systems, they are going to drain their water in the Arabian Sea, that is near the area of Karachi. Apart from that, the another important dimensions that we need to look into here is that these are the river systems. Okay, now on these rivers, there are various dams that are constructed. So we'll also talk on the various dams in the further session, in the further aspect of the lecture. Apart from that, the examination will have a probability to ask a type of question to you, that which of the rivers flow towards the Arabian Sea and which of the rivers flow towards Bay of Bengal. Okay, this is one another aspect. Apart from that, okay, apart from that, if I tell you one another thing, just keep this thing in mind. Okay, this is about landforms. Now, the rivers that are depositing there, waters in the Arabian Sea, here in the western part of the Indian subcontinent, there are the creation of estuaries. Okay, there are the creation of estuaries. Whereas the rivers that are depositing in the Bay of Bengal, here there is a creation of deltas. Okay, means these estuaries and deltas, they are created on the transition where the water meets the land. Here also the deltas are created on the transition where the water meets the land. Okay, so that is how the delta and the estuaries are basically. I'm sorry. Just a moment. All right. So here, when we talk on this scenario, this is going to be how the rivers are going to be depositing their things here. Now, initially, what we'll do is we'll talk about the northern rivers, and then later on we'll switch on to the other rivers. So, the first one, when we talk about the Indus River, okay, so the Indus River, if you see the Indus River, it is going to have its origination where? Just look at this. This is the Indus. So here, this is the Tibetan area. Okay, the Tibetan area. Here there is the Mansarovar lake as well. It is one of the largest freshwater lakes that is going to be there. And the Indus River system, it is going to have its origination from the Tibet area. The examination in the context of the Indus River system, what can it ask is that the Indus, which are the tributaries of Indus? Okay, that is the Nubra is there, Dras is there, then Uri is there, Shok is there. Now these are the tributaries of the Indus, right bank and left bank. I have already mentioned it in the content. I'm just telling you how you need to study this particular document. Now the examination will ask you that this particular river, okay, through which mountain ranges does it pass? So when we talk about the mountain ranges, here there are the Himalayas. Okay, so it is from which of the Himalayas that it is going to pass. So that is another aspect, and I have already mentioned that in the content. The second scenario in which the questions can be asked is that from the Indus and its tributaries, or from the rivers that are there in the northern areas, which rivers have their origination outside of India? Okay, which rivers have their origination outside of India? So here what you can see, one is the Indus that has its origination outside India, one is the Satluj that has its origination outside India. The remaining four tributaries, okay, so basically Indus has five tributaries: Ravi, Bias, Satluj, Indus, and Ravi, Bias, Satluj, Jhelum, and Chenab. RBSCJ. So this is RBSJC or RBSCJ. This is what is the tributaries. So from this, all the six rivers, including Indus, only Indus and Satluj, they have their origination from outside the India, whereas the other rivers, they are going to have their origination within India itself. Now, when we talk on the Indus River, okay, here what do we see is that the origination is near Mansarovar Lake, and it is going to empty itself in the Arabian Sea. And its five great tributaries meet in the Mithankot. Means here what do you see is that here, just look at this, just look at this. Here also there will be a mapping, and I've already mentioned that content. Now what is the idea is, just look at this. This is Satluj. If I just draw a thing here, here what do you see? That this is Satluj. Here there is Ravi. Okay, here there is Ravi. Now what happens is that here there is the Ravi. Okay, then here there is, this is the Jhelum. This is the Chenab. So Jhelum and Chenab, they are meeting here, and then they move ahead. Here there is Ravi. So Ravi is going and Ravi is meeting them here. And from here there is the Satluj is going to come. Satluj is coming, and then from here they are coming, they are meeting here, and finally the Indus is going to come from here, and Indus and Satluj, they are going to meet here. So basically, in this point, all the five tributaries of Indus, they are going to meet, and this area is known as Mithankot in Pakistan. So the examination will ask you that where these particular Indus and its river tributaries, they are going to meet. Okay, that is one thing. Now, Leh is located on its bank, and the Indus is flowing between which ranges of the Himalayas? The Ladakh and the Zanskar ranges of Himalayas. The another tributary of the Indus, it is going to be what? It is going to be the Shok, and and that is what I have told you. And that is what I have told you on the tributaries. Okay, so just read these tributaries, and then you shall understand what I am talking about. Okay, just read it up. Just read it up, my dear friends. So I hope you have read it up. Okay. So as I've already told you, look at it. Which tributary is it? It is of right bank tributary. Where does it originate? Okay, and and through which ranges does it flow? Okay, and from where does it get its water? Okay, from the Siachen glacier, and it is found completely inside Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the various factual information that is there. Okay, now just look at this. Just look at this. This is Indus. Okay, so from Indus, what do you see? That the Indus is flowing from here. Shok is a right bank tributary. Then Gilgit is also right bank tributary. Means, see, I will tell you, if the river is flowing in this manner, there will be right and there will be left. If the river is flowing in this manner, this will be right, this will be left. So the Indus is flowing towards the Arabian Sea. So that is why Gilgit is the right, Kishan Ganga is left, then it will come ahead. Swat is the right tributary, Kabul is also the right tributary, then Sohan is the left tributary, then it is going to come ahead, then Tochi, Gumal, then Gumal it has Zob, Kundar, and then it will go ahead. Okay, so similarly here in the mapping, what you need to do is that in the mapping, the examination will also ask you that, see, here when we talk about the Chenab river, so the Chenab river, it is going to have the Kashmir, the Jammu valley. Okay, the sorry, the Kashmir area is going to be there on the banks of the Chenab. Apart from that, the examination will also ask you that which river flows through the Amritsar. Okay, or which river flows through the Lahore. Okay, so Lahore, it is going to have Ravi. So basically I'm telling that the mapping, you need to do it in a very elaborate manner. And that is what is there. Okay, which are the tributaries and what are the facts of those tributaries, I have already mentioned it here. Now see, I have to cover four topics, and the document is about 40 to 50 pages if I talk about all the four documents. So the majority rivers, the tributaries and all, you are going to do that, but I shall be explaining you the big river systems that are generally there. Now in this big river systems, one is the Indus, one is going to be the Indus, and then these are going to be the tributaries that are going to be there of Indus: Zanskar, Gilgit. Then there is the Jhelum. It is a very big tributary of the Indus river, that is why we'll discuss it. This river, it is going to rise in the Verinag area, and you know this particular river, uh, where is the Verinag? It is at the foothills of the Pir Panjal. Pir Panjal, it is a part of the Himalayas. Okay, and Pir Panjal, it is in the area of the Kashmir valley. Now the Jhelum, it is going to flow through the Vular lake also. Vular lake, it is a freshwater lake, and Srinagar, it is located on the banks of Jhelum. This is what I told you. These are the various tributaries, and it forms a 170-kilometer boundary between India and Pakistan. Then there is the Chenab. Now here the examination can ask you to match the following into which of the Indus tributaries are rising from which area. So then there is the Chenab. It is from the Baralacha Pass, and there are two rivers. Okay, there are two passes, that is Chandra and Bhanga on the both. Sorry, my bad. So it is originating from the Baralacha Pass, and there are two rivers, that is Chandra and Bhaga. When this Chandra and Bhaga, they are going to meet, okay, in that meeting, after they meet, then there is going to be the Che Nab. Okay, Chandra Bhaga Che Nab. Okay, so that is the idea. Now then it is going to meet the Indus at Pachnad in Pakistan, and the cities that it is going to go through, and which are the projects that are there. Means these are the dams and the hydroelectric projects that are done on this particular river. So you also need to remember this. One homework I am going to give you. Okay, so there is, you also need to find the Sanskrit names. For example, Ravi, it is known as Parushini. Ravi, it is known as Parushini. Indus, Indus, it is known as Sindhu. Okay. Then Satluj, it is known as Satudri. Satudri. Then Chenab, it is known as Asikni. Chenab, it is known as Asikni. You need to find out what Jhelum it is known as. Okay, Jhelum. Jhelum, what is Jhelum known as? Jhelum in the Greek word, Jhelum is known as the Hydaspes. Okay, in the Greek word, Jhelum, it is known as the Hydaspes. So these are the various ancient names that are there. You need to find out about the Jhelum's ancient name. When we talk about Ravi, it is going to originate in the Rohtang Pass in the Himachal Pradesh, and from which Himalayan ranges it is going to flow between Pir Panjal and Dhauladhar. And the cities that are there on the banks of Jhelum, it is going to be on the banks of Ravi, it is Chamba and Kathua. Then Beas is also from the Rohtang Pass, okay, the same Rohtang Pass, okay, and it is completely in India. Satluj, most important. Satluj, this is a river. Okay, Satluj, this is a river that is going to flow. Okay, Satluj is a river that is going to flow from the area of, okay, Satluj, it is going to be flowing from the area of you know, just a moment. Okay, Satluj, it is go. Okay, I guess now the audios will be all right. I'm sorry for the technical issue. Okay. So Satluj, it is a river that again originates from outside of India, and because it is originating from outside of India, what do we see is that it is going to originate from the Rakas Lake, okay, from the Rakas Lake, which is again in the Tibetan area. So from there it is going to originate, and it is going to enter it is going to enter India in the Shipkila. Shipkila, La basically means pass. Okay, La basically means pass, and we have already seen what does pass mean. Pass means that between a mountain, when there is a pathway, that is basically known as a pass. So that is a pass. Now the various tributaries, then these are the various tributaries, you can go through the tributaries. Okay, then these are the systems, these are the rivers that are associated with the Ganga. Okay, Bhagirathi, it is going to originate from the Gangotri glacier, and it is going to meet Alaknanda river at Devaprayag. Okay, Alaknanda, it is the first major tributary of Ganga. Okay, it means Bhagirathi at the Devaprayag. So Alaknanda and Bhagirathi, they are originating from the glaciers. They are going to come, they are going to meet, okay, at Devaprayag, and after that it is going to be known as Ganga. After that, the Ganga, it is going to be flowing. All right, and these are the various rivers that are the tributaries of Ganga. Okay, that means the Gomti is there, Sarju is there, Rapti, Pindar, Kali Sarda, and then there is the Ganga. Ganga, it is considered to be the largest and the longest river that is there inside India. Okay, and this river, it is known as Padma in Bangladesh. I will show that to you. And these are yet again the rivers. Okay, I will discuss some of the important ones to you. Now, when we talk about Ganga, now see, the Ganga, it is flowing from here. Okay, the Ganga, it is flowing from here. Now what happens is that, otherwise I'll just open another image of Ganga. Okay, okay, just look at this here. Here what is there is that here there is the Uttarakhand. Okay, now if I just map this up, what do we see is from here there is the Ganga is flowing. Okay, this is the Ganga, and from here this is the Bangladesh. Okay, this is the Bangladesh. From here the Ganga is going to enter the Bangladesh. Here there is one Farakka gorge. Okay, the Farakka barrage. From the Farakka barrage, the Ganga, it is going to enter into the Bangladesh. The Ganga, it is known as Ganga. Here it is known as Padma. In the Bangladesh, it is known as Padma. Ganga is considered to be holy, and here from the Uttarakhand, the Bhagirathi and the Alaknanda, okay, they are going to originate, and then they are going to meet at Devaprayag, and after this the Ganga is going to start. When the Ganga is coming ahead, Here you can see that there is one river, that is Yamuna. Yamuna, it is also originating from the Chemdayung glacier. Okay, Yamuna, it is originating from that particular glacier. Yamuna, it is also flowing, and Yamuna, it is going to meet Ganga in the area of Prayag. So Yamuna, it is the largest tributary of the Ganga, and it is going to meet Ganga at Prayag, previously known as Allahabad. Now, after this, as and when the Ganga is going to go ahead, you will have to remember that which of the tributaries are the left bank tributaries of Ganga, because Ganga is flowing in this direction, means Ganga is flowing in this direction. So that is why the down one will be right side, the up one, it will be left side. So which are the left side? The Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak, Kosi, these are the left bank tributaries. Right bank tributaries are Son. Okay, so when I am talking about the Gomti, Ghaggar, Gandak and Kosi, so here these rivers are important. I have already given their content, but I would like to discuss one river, that is the Kosi. The Kosi river, it is known as the sorrow of Bihar. Kosi river, it is known as sorrow of Bihar. Similarly, in the Bengal area, there is one river known as Damodar. That Damodar is also known as the sorrow of Bengal. So Kosi is known as the sorrow of Bihar. Why it is known as sorrow of Bihar? Because of its river shifting course. It constantly shifts. Okay, it constantly shifts its course. Because of that shifting, a lot of flooding incident happens. Now, why does a river shift its course? Because this river, they are known as antecedent river. Now, understand one thing. The Himalayan rivers, they are antecedent, whereas the peninsular rivers, they are superimposed. Antecedent, they are those rivers that have a lot of force within them, whereas superimposed rivers, they are those rivers that have become old. So the peninsular rivers, they are old because the peninsular block, it is much more older than the Himalayas. Himalayas are only around 40-50 million years ago, but the peninsular block, it is around 2. Okay, it is around 2000 million years ago. Okay, so that is the old age of the peninsular block. Okay, means 1.5 to 2000, that is the billion years ago, means 1500 2000 million years ago, sorry, not billion, million years ago. So whereas Himalayas are only 40 to 50. So rivers originating from the Himalayas, they are young rivers. But the rivers that are already there in the peninsula, they are the old rivers. Okay, because they have been prevalent since long period of time. So Kosi is there. Okay, Kosi, it is also known as Sapta Kosi. Okay, Sapta Kosi. Why? Because prior to the Kosi formation, there are various rivers that are going to originate from the Nepal area, and they are going to merge with each other, and then it becomes Kosi. So prior to Kosi becoming Kosi, there is the Sapt Kosi, which merges, and then that leads to the creation of the Kosi river. The another aspect is the Son. Okay, the river of Son. The Son river, it is originating from a plateau in the central India, that is the Amarkantak plateau. And as soon as it rises from there, it is going to come and join the particular this area in the Patliputra. It is going to join the Ganga in the area of Patliputra. So the Patliputra, the Patna area, means Patliputra, that means the Patna. So Patna, it is the area which has three rivers, that is the river of Ganga, then Son, and then the river Punpun, Pun. So these are the three rivers that are there. As soon as the as soon as the Ganga, it reaches here, that is around 50 to 80 kilometers ahead, there is one Farakka barrage of Ganga. Okay, after that the Ganga, it is going to enter the Bangladesh, and there it is known as Padma. Okay, there it is known as Padma. Now when we talk on the Ganga itself, so here when the Ganga is there, okay, when the Ganga is flowing, just look at, this is Ganga. Okay, so here Ganga, when it is entering, Ganga, when it is entering here, there is the Padma, it is entering there. But prior to entering here, there are a lot of tributaries that are created of Ganga, and one tributary is the Hooghly. Okay, then these tributaries of Ganga, what happens is that these tributaries also deposit the water here. So because of that deposition of water here, there is the creation of the delta, and this delta is known as the Sundarbans delta. The Sundarban Delta, it is one of the largest delta. It is one of the largest delta that is going to be there in the world. So that is the Sundarbans Delta. Okay, so this is the one aspect of the river. Okay, so this was the Ganga river system. Now if I talk ahead, here these are the various rivers that are there with the particular. Now see, as I've talking about Kosi. Okay, so I have also mentioned, just look at it, the Sapta Kosi, that means the seven streams, and these seven streams, okay, you need to remember these seven streams. Apart from that, I have written all the important ones from these seven. Okay, there are three important streams which these three important streams are Tumar, Arun and Sun Kosi, that unite at Triveni, and after that the Kosi gets the character of Kosi. Okay, it is known as the sorrow of Bihar, and a barrage has been built at Hanuman Nagar in Nepal to control the river of Kosi. Okay, this is the map of Ganga. Okay, this is the map of Ganga, and you can also see the cities that are there on the banks of Ganga. Okay, so here, all right, now see, here there is the Patna, the Son river is coming. Okay, here there is the Ganga, and it is going to meet here in the Patna area. Okay, now these, from here what we are seeing is that these are the rivers that are going to have in the eastern part of India, that is the Bangladesh area. These are the rivers that are there in the Bangladesh area. Sorry, Bangladesh, I'm telling, northeastern India. Northeastern India, that means the area of the Brahmaputra. Okay, so that means, you see, Brahmaputra, it is going to originate, if you just look at this, I'll just show you the information. See, yes, Ganga, it is known as Ganga, it is known as Padma here. Brahmaputra, when it enters Bangladesh, it is known as Jamuna. Ganga is known as Padma, Brahmaputra is known as Jamuna in the Bangladesh area. Okay, now when I talk about the Brahmaputra, where does it rise from? In the Chemdayung Glacier. The Yamuna rises from the Bandir Pooch. Okay, Yamuna rises from the Bandir Pooch. The Brahmaputra rises from the Chemdayung Glacier, which is there in the Kailash range in the Tibet. Now, after it is originating from this area, just look at it. The Brahmaputra, it is originating from the Kailash range. Okay, from the Chemdayung Glacier. It is coming from the China. Okay, it is coming from the China, and it is going to take a U-turn here in the Dibang area. Okay, it is going to take a U-turn here in the Dibang area, and then it is going to be known as the Brahmaputra here. So after it takes the U-turn from the China area, then it is known as Brahmaputra. Now, because Brahmaputra is flowing in this direction, so the right ones, they are right bank tributaries, left one, they are left bank tributaries. Now, you need to know the important tributaries, that is the Subhanshri, Siang, Dibang, Lohit. Okay, Lohit, yes, and then Manas. So, Manas. So, these are the important tributaries of of the Brahmaputra that you need to know. Now, even the Brahmaputra, it is an antecedent river. Okay, Brahmaputra is also the antecedent river, and it is very much powerful. Here it is very much well known for the annual floods that are happening in the Brahmaputra. Okay, so I have written all the important rivers here. Okay, where they are. All right. Okay. All right. So this is there. I have already given you the elaborate understanding. Just take a glimpse of it. Take 2 minutes and have a glimpse of it. Okay, have a glimpse of this particular, river. Have a glimpse of it. So I hope you have understood it. I hope you are understanding. Okay, so when we talk on the next dimension, my dear friends, here now this is the system of Yamuna. That means here, see, Yamuna, as I told, Yamuna itself is a tributary of Ganga, but Yamuna itself is going to have a lot of tributaries that are going to be there. For example, here you are going to see Chambal is there, Sindh is there, Betwa is there, Ken is there. Now Chambal itself is going to have a lot of tributaries, that is Banas is there, Kali Sindh is there, Parbati is there. Okay, so for the Yamuna, because Yamuna is flowing in this direction, the Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and Ken, they are the right bank tributaries. And because the Chambal is flowing in this direction, so Banas is the left bank tributary, Parbati and Kali Sindh is the right bank tributary. Okay, so similarly you will have to understand it in this manner itself. Okay, now for all these particular rivers, important facts are important. Means I have given the important facts here. Okay, but prior to this particular thing, okay, here I have given you the rivers that are there in the eastern India. Okay, here there are rivers there in the eastern India. Okay, so this is one. All right, so just look at this content as well. Just look at this content as well. Okay, here just look at this. Here there is the Damodar. I have already told you that it is the Sorrow of Bihar. Which are the tributaries? Rup Narayan, again associated with Damodar. Haldi, it is associated with Haldia. Then there is going to be the Yamuna. Okay, then Barakar, Gambhir, Chambal. From Chambal we are going to see that it is going to be in this particular area. Okay, so that is one thing. Okay, that is Chambal is there. I have written the important reservoirs also. That is, these are the dams, and the examination it will generally ask you pertaining to the dams. Okay. Now Chambal, it is very much famous for its ravines. Okay, the Chambal ravines. You might have heard about the Dakus of Chambal. Okay, the Chambal ravines. It is basically like a topography, a landform, based on which there has been a lot of erosion. So Chambal ravines, here a lot of erosions have happened, because of which this area is not suitable for cultivation and it is a very much deteriorated topography. That is one. Then I told you about the Sindh, which is associated with Chambal itself. Then Banas, which is a tributary of the Yamuna. Okay, here you can read through this. Kali Sindh is again there, which is a tributary of Chambal, which is a right bank tributary. It crosses the Tropic of Cancer. Most important, such questions are generally asked from the such questions are generally asked. Betwa, Kane, Son, means I have given the important rivers here. Now see, my dear friends, these are facts. Okay, these are facts. And if I go through reading all the facts, then it will become very much difficult for you to, understand it. Means it is going to be difficult for you to understand. Means not in the understanding, but remembrance, and the lecture will get very much long. Well, like that. So just go through it for a minute. Take a glimpse of all of this content. Okay, just go through this content. Similarly, after the particular the central India, I have also spoken about the Deccan one. Okay, so the Deccan rivers, this is there. Now what you need to do is you need to look into the rivers, in which direction they are flowing. Is it flowing in the Arabian Sea? Is it flowing in the Bay of Bengal? So that is one another thing that you'll have to look into. Okay, so I have given everything in detail. Most important things are already here. Okay, we are not going to cover each of these rivers. Otherwise it is going to become very much lengthy and hectic. Okay, then okay, I'll just you know just look at this. Okay, here there is one another diagram. Okay, these are the rivers. Where did it go? Okay, All right, yes, this is important. Just look at it. Dams, tributaries, I have written everything. Which are the dams, which are the tributaries, and everything. So this detail, this list is very much important, and you can go through it. Okay, so this is one. These are the other. Here what do we see? This is the west bank flowing. Okay, Tapti, it is flowing. This is a river, the having the drainage in Arabian Sea. Narmada, Mahi, Sabarmati, they have their drainage here. Okay, that is one. Then next is going to be the lakes of India. Okay, just have a glimpse on the rivers up till now. Just take a glimpse fast, just take a glimpse in 2 minutes, and then we shall move ahead to the lakes of India. Take a glimpse. Okay, so I hope you might have gone through this particular content. All right, so the next one, it is going to be the lakes. Okay, now what are a lake? Lake, it is basically that particular body of water where the water has accumulated. Okay, and these particular water bodies, they are large in size, and these water bodies, they can either be freshwater lakes, either they can be saltwater lakes. Okay, so it can be done in that manner. Lakes, they can be found in various in various physiographical areas. Either it can be found on plateaus, either in glaciers, either on plains, either anywhere. Only when there is a accumulation of large water body mass that has a depth of more than 3 meters, that is categorized as a lake. Okay, now when we talk on the various types, so these are the various types: freshwater, saltwater, natural, artificial, oxbow, and crater lake. Now when we talk about the oxbow lake, what is the oxbow lake? For example, here, this is the river course. Okay, this is the course of the river. The river is flowing in this direction. But what happens is that when the river is going to find a new direction, means here the river is now flowing from here, because originally the river was flowing from here, but now the river eroded this particular segment, and now the river is flowing from here. Similarly, the river eroded here, and now the river is flowing from here. So what happens is that this particular area, okay, this particular area, it gets cut off. Okay, this particular area, it gets cut off. I'll just recreate it. Okay, this particular area it gets cut off, and there is not going to be river that is going to be fed here, because all the river water is fed in the first one. Similarly, this area will also get cut off because no water is being fed there. So here water is accumulated, water will be stay there, only it is that the water is not flowing here, so the water is stagnant there. So that is known as the oxbow lake. So in a river system, when a new course or when a new path is charted out by that river and the old path is discarded, the water that is accumulated in the old part, that is known as the oxbow lake. Similarly, when we talk of the crater lake, it is associated with volcanic activity. Means if this is a mountain, okay, and if there is a volcanic eruption, what will happen is that here, because of that volcanic eruption, the whole above part it will blow out, and the water it is going to be deposited here, then a lake is going to be created, and that is known as a crater lake. Okay, that is one thing. So this is there. Now what, how many lakes are there? Now see, in the northern part of India there are a lot of lakes that are freshwater lakes, that are that are yes, freshwater lakes, that are saltwater lakes. Here also there are lakes. So in the whole of the India there are so many lakes that are there. Now the content that I have given you, this content becomes important in the lakes scenario. Okay, this content it becomes important in the lakes scenario. All right, so this is there. Now here what you do is just go through this diagram. I have already gotten this PDF uploaded. Okay, so just go through this particular diagram, try and grasp the content here. I'm giving you time in between, I'm giving you time so that you can grasp the content. Okay, that is why. Okay, so grasp the content, my dear friends, grasp it. So now after going through this particular map, okay, after going through this particular map, what you need to do is, see, I have given all the important facts here, that which is the largest freshwater lake, largest saline water lake, highest lake, longest lake. Okay, I have provided you a tabular format, that which lakes are there in which particular state. Okay, what is the type of that particular lake, and what is the key fact of that lake. Okay, so these are the things that I have done in it. I have provided to you in a tabular format. Okay, so you can do these particular lakes. Okay, you can do these particular lakes, you can learn them. Okay, because it is a very much I have provided it to you in a very much simplistic manner, so that you do not have to struggle so much into understanding this particular format. Okay, so this is the idea on the rivers and lakes. Okay, so here what did we do up till now? We did with the rivers and lakes, and we understood how things have to be provided, means how things have to be done in the rivers and lakes. We discussed, I have given you the elaborate content on rivers. Okay, because we have to cover everything in this session itself, that is rivers, lakes, dams and projects. That is why, and above this, that this is a factual document. That is why I told you that you can do this and you can read it. We understood the more or less the overall aspect, and I told you as to what are the important dimensions through which the examination can ask questions to you, and what are the important things and how you should go ahead with this document as well. So that is what something I told you. Okay, so this will be all for the rivers and lakes.